हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। मेरे चैनल में आपका स्वागत है। और आज हम फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर के मैनेजमेंट थ्योरी एंड प्रैक्टिस सब्जेक्ट के एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस के ऊपर डिस्कस करेंगे। इससे पहले हम ऑलरेडी वीडियोस में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं कि जो आपका एग्जाम का पैटर्न है वो क्या रहेगा, जिसमें आपके एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस भी आएंगे, आपके डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस भी रहेंगे। सो देयर सेपरेट वीडियो फॉर डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चन, जहाँ पे हम लोग हर चैप्टर के डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस पे डिस्कस करेंगे। अभी हम यहाँ पे एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस देख रहे हैं। These are the sample one. Maybe you can just refer these for your exam preparation. एंड पैरेलली हम उससे रिलेटेड पॉइंटर्स भी डिस्कस करेंगे, सो दैट अगर क्वेश्चन ट्वीक होता है या थोड़ा सा भी उसमें डिफरेंसेस आते हैं, यू कैन इजीली अटेम्प्ट दोस क्वेश्चंस। सो लेट्स क्विकली स्टार्ट। Before starting, I just want to highlight one thing. Management theory and practice is more or less a practical concept, right? Practically जो भी means if you are a experienced working professional, then I think you can easily relate it to real life, day to day life. आपके ऑफिस में कैसे काम हो रहा है, how you tackle your management. So all these comes under this MTP subject, right? And being it's theoretical one, so इसमें theory वाला part जो है वो आप easily प्रैक्टिकल चीजों को रिलेट करके आप एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं, राइट? एंड यू विल इजीली आंसर दिस क्वेश्चंस, राइट? सो लेट्स क्विकली स्टार्ट। कुछ वीडियोस में जो ऐसे मैंने पहले अपलोड किए थे, तो स्टूडेंट्स क्या है कि सर आप आंसर जो हैं वो आप बाद में प्रोवाइड कीजिए। मीन्स पहले क्वेश्चन हम रीड करें, सो दैट एग्जाम की स्टडीज के लिए भी आपके लिए अच्छा रहेगा। सो आई जस्ट मेक अ लिटिल बिट चेंजेस। यहाँ पे हम पहले क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करेंगे, आंसर्स रहेंगे, एंड आफ्टर दैट आई विल जस्ट प्रोवाइड यू द आंसर, राइट? लाइक जैसे स्टार्ट करते हैं, द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज मैनेजमेंट इज रिगार्डेड एज व्हाट टाइप ऑफ साइंस, राइट? इट्स अ बिहेवियरल साइंस, नेचुरल साइंस, social science, or all the above. So management is all about your behaviors, right? So the answer will be behavioral science, right? So moving to the next question, management is called as key to dash of a country, right? तो key to exponential growth, economic growth, linear growth और logarithmic growth. So management का जो पूरा फंडा है वो आपका इकोनॉमी पे डिपेंड करता है. So the answer will be economic growth, right? The essence of the organization lies in the dash of individual efforts, right? It's cooperation, coordination, division और control. So जब भी हम organization की बात करते हैं, so organization is all about how you coordinate with each other, right? So individuals का कैसा coordination है, how they work together. So the answer will be coordination. What is the looking forward function of management? Looking forward means हम लोग क्या उसमें फ्यूचर का प्लान करते हैं. So it's about planning, directing, organizing और staffing. So look forward is about future forecasting. So forecasting आएगी जब हम उसका properly plan करेंगे. So answer will be planning. Management is already a field of knowledge and is becoming a science because the interrelationship between involved are being explained systematically and emerging theories are being tested and improved by logic and facts of life. So, who had said this term? It's Lillian Gilbert, Luther Gulick, F.W. Taylor, or none of the above. जैसा मैंने बताया, it's more or less a theoretical concept. इट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट टू रिमेंबर कपल ऑफ टर्म्स कि किसने क्या बोला है, कौन सी ईयर्स में आया. नॉट ऑल, बट यस, सम ऑफ देम में कम, मे बी 2 or 3 क्वेश्चंस में कम अप. सो इन दिस केस द आंसर इज लूथर क्विलिक. Which of the following is not the limitations of MIS? So MIS is Management Information System, जहाँ पे हम लोग डेटा से इंफॉर्मेशन बनाते हैं, इंफॉर्मेशन से हम डेटा को कोलेट करके make it some useful insights from that MIS, right? So which is not the limitation, right? Which is not, right? So it is high maintenance cost, technical features, identify organization weakness और अकाउंटेबिलिटी प्रॉब्लम्स. तो इसमें क्या लिमिटेशन नहीं है. सो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वीकनेस इज नॉट अ लिमिटेशन ऑफ MIS. सो द आंसर विल बी C. The main objective of management is to draw dash out of minimum efforts and maximum resources. So obviously जो मेन मोटो रहता है, द ऑप्शंस से पहले ही आपको पता पड़ जाएगा. इट्स अ मिनिमम आउटपुट, मैक्सिमम आउटपुट, मोर इनपुट और लेस आउटपुट. सो ऑब्वियसली जो पूरा मैनेजमेंट का रोल होता है, दैट इज टू विड्रॉ द मैक्सिमम आउटपुट फ्रॉम द minimum resources. So answer will be maximum output. Management is required by an individual in every aspect, be it their personal or professional life. What nature of management does it reflect? Management is universal, management is art, मैनेजमेंट इज साइंस, मैनेजमेंट इज प्रोफेशन. सो जैसा हमने देखा कि हर एस्पेक्ट में हमें इसकी रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ रही है. सो मैनेजमेंट इज एवरीवेयर, सो इट्स बेसिकली द मैनेजमेंट इज यूनिवर्सल. Management is a skill that comes from the individual's dash and ability, its personality, efficiency, effectiveness, and all the above. So आपने अगर अपने असाइनमेंट्स कवर किए होंगे तो वहाँ पे भी आपने एबिलिटी और पर्सनैलिटी के ऊपर डिस्कस किया होगा, राइट? सो इट्स ऑल अबाउट द पर्सनैलिटी, इट्स बेसिकली द स्किल विच इज इट डिपेंड्स ऑन इंडिविजुअल टू इंडिविजुअल. सो आंसर इज personality. Management does not exist without objective, goals, purpose, plan. So all of these are important, to be very honest. Like objective भी required है, we require the goals, planning चाहिए. But management के लिए most important is your goals, because management won't work without having any goals, objectives, right? Objectives are basically the short term ones. Goals are the long term planning and plotting of the company. So it comes as the goals. Management aims to achieve individual and organizational goals by utilizing dash judicially information, human and non-human resources, materials और capital. So जब हम individual या organization की बात करते हैं, so it's all about HR. So HR is about human resources, so it comes under human and definitely the non-human resources. What is the last step of the change management process? So change management आपका start होता है planning से, उसके बाद आप requirement लेते हैं, then आप उसको implement करते हैं, testing करते हैं, deploy करते हैं. So these are all the steps. So let's see which is the last step. Identifying the forces demanding change, obviously this can't be the last step. Planning the change, obviously it won't be change. Implementing the change is the middle up step, and last is the following up. So following up comes as the last step. Dash can be defined as an information system that is designed to support decisions made by the groups. So basically, there are four options: MIS, DSS, GDSS, or expert system. Right. So the answer will be, it's basically the group decision support system. So because it's made by the group, so answer will be the third, GDSS. An expert system uses a dash, while a traditional computer system requires dash. So expert system क्या use करता है? It's information or data, reasoning mechanism, human knowledge, MIS information, DSS और GDSS. So expert system क्या होता है? They are having a reasoning power, right? Traditional based on the human knowledge, जो भी normal human उसमें feed करता है, right? So it will be reasoning mechanism and human knowledge. Following are the from the following, which are the components of GDSS? So GDSS is all about all. It's hardware, support, software, people, and all the above. So the answer will be all the above. Which components of GDSS comprises the physical devices of a computer system, such as monitors, electronic display boards, keyboards, audiovisual equipment. It's software, hardware, people, network. So we have already know कि जो आपका हार्डवेयर पार्ट रहता है उसमें आपके सीपीयू, मॉनिटर्स, जो भी आपके विच आर टेंजिबल आप टच कर सकते हैं, दैट कम्स अंडर द पार्ट ऑफ हार्डवेयर. सो द आंसर इज हार्डवेयर. Which type of resistance occurs when the people does not have the proper knowledge or information about the change happening in the organization? Either it's rational or emotional, both A and B, or none of the above. See, अगर आपको इंटरनल नॉलेज नहीं है सिस्टम की तो आप ऑब्वियसली रेशनल डिसीजंस लेंगे, आप बाइस डिसीजन लेंगे, राइट? सो द आंसर विल बी रेशनल. What can be defined as a systematic approach to defining and implementing the procedures for dealing with the change in the organization? It's change management, motivation, leadership, or decision management. So if we're talking about the implementing the change, for dealing the change, so it all comes under the part of change management. In which series lectures did David E. Lilithal presented his view on management as an art? It's a management or humanistic art, art of leadership, management and arts, none of the above. So it's straightforward. I think it's management or humanistic approach. Dash are the two important aspects of successful management. It's efficiency and effectiveness, efficiency in employee, e-commerce and entrepreneurship, entrepreneur none of the above. So aspects की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so obviously all employ all are important, but all should be effective and efficient, right? So efficiency and effectiveness is the answer. Dash has defined the management as a process consisting of planning, organization, actuating, and controlling perform to determine and accomplishing the objectives by use of people and resources. Who has given this statement? It's a George R. Terry, Webster Dictionary, Henry Foyle, or Olive Sheldon. So I think it's George R. Terry. Yes, George R. Terry. Yep. So it's again a question based on the definition. Who has given the definition? What are the two aspects, important aspects of successful management? So it's quite similar to the thing which discussed just two, three slides back. It's efficiency and effectiveness. So the answer is efficiency and effectiveness. As a dash, management is the based on gaining knowledge through research and experiments. So it's science, art, social science, profession. So management is all. But this statement is linked more or less related to the science. Information said to be completed if it is fully interpretable, it is error prone, error free, time taken, it can be helpful. So information जब भी हम उसे properly interpret कर सकते हैं, then we call it as the complete, right? And that's the main difference between a data and information. Two types of data. It's very simple: primary, secondary, internally, externally, sources or observation, normal and management. So it's primary and secondary. Which of these is not a function of GDSS? It's the electronic questionnaire, electronic brainstorming tools, group dictionaries, or one-to-one communication. Being it's a part of group, so obviously one-to-one communication is not the answer, right? In the words of Dash, an expert system is a computer program that represents and reasons with the knowledge of some specialist subject with a view to solve the problems and giving advice. So, who has given the statement? It's Jackson, Coleman, Ridley, or Roberts. So, I think it's Jackson. Yeah. The decentralized structure is having a dash presence, and it's impossible to make the decisions at the central level. So decentralized system basically क्या होता है, जो कि सब जगह मीन्स अराउंड द वर्ल्ड अवेलेबल रहता है, राइट? ग्लोबल प्रेजेंस रहती है. सो द आंसर ऑब्वियसली इट्स वर्ल्ड वाइड, स्टेट, कंट्री और रीजनल. सो इट्स अ वर्ल्ड वाइड प्रेजेंस, so worldwide. In which of the following phase the most appropriate solution is selected, right? Intelligent phase, design phase, choice phase और user phase. So obviously आपके पास 5 options है, आपको एक select करना है, so you make a choice. So obviously it's in the choice phase. In management, there are dash that has been laid down to ensure the confidentiality of the organization's information and prevent the misuse of such information. So those who are into IT companies, they are pretty much aware there are some code of context. So let's see the options. Firstly, existence of body of specialized knowledge and techniques, establishment of representative professional association, formalized methods of acquiring training and experience, or ethical code of conduct. So it's ethical code of conduct. What are the symptoms of resisting change? Poor performance and disinterest towards work, increased absenteeism, shutdowns and strikes, both A and B and none of the above. So all these four means poor performance, disinterest, absenteeism, shutdowns, likes, all other symptoms of resisting. You are opposing some change. So the answer is obviously both A and B. According to Coleman and Ridley, an MIS is basically the applied to the management levels, is linked to the organization subsystem, flexible internally and externally, or all the above. So I think it's all the things are said by Coleman and Ridley. So I think it's all the above. Yes. What does 7M stands for in the 7M point of view of management? It's man, machine, material, money, method, market, motive, or it's man, machine, mature, material, Monday, money, maintain, method, market, motive, measure, maintain, man, material, and none of the above, right? सो इफ यू सी, जो बी ऑप्शन है वो ऑब्वियसली नहीं हो सकता, राइट? मंडे का भी नहीं हो सकता, मंडे एंड मैच्योर, राइट? नाउ कम्स द फर्स्ट एंड द थर्ड ऑप्शन. सो अगर हम फर्स्ट और थर्ड में देखें, सो द ओनली डिफरेंस इज आई थिंक मेथड इज देयर, मार्केट मेथड इज देयर, मार्केट इज देयर, motivate is there, measure is not there, right? So material, and in the first option methods are there, markets are there, motive are there, men, material, machine are there, right? So obviously men, machine, material are the most important part. Money is again one important factor. So money के बिना आपका काम नहीं चलता. So obviously जहाँ पे आपका money है, so it's the first option: men, machine, material, money, method, market and motive, right? Okay. Application of DSS in different sector are: it's in the medical, banks, where business management, agriculture, railways, all the above. So we know DSS सब जगह ही applicable है. So answer is all the above. When the data is processed and converted into the form that has a specific meaning, it becomes MIS, knowledge, information or collective data, right? So जब भी हम data को process करते हैं तो जो second चीज आती है, that is information. According to whom change is concerned with making the things different, things must be different because they change constantly. It's David B. Pecker, Alvin Toffler, John Nesbitt, Stepson P. Robbins. So I think it's Stepson. Yep, Stepson B. Robbins, right? Which of the following does not come under the four P's of management, right? तो अगर हम बात करें फोर पीस की, so आपकी कौन कौन से फोर पीस रहते हैं? So it's people, it's purpose, process and product, right? So price जो है वो आपका कभी भी फोर पीस में नहीं आएगा, so it's price. Management is guiding dash into dynamic organization units which attain their objectives to the satisfaction of those served and with a high degree of morale and sense of attainment on the part of those rendering service. So it's the natural resources, human physical resources, capital resources, or none of the above, right? So it's more or less about the human part. So it's human in the physical resources. Dash involves employing an efficient people pool of people. It's directing, staffing, controlling, or managing. So you are having a staff. So it's basically a group of people. So it comes to staffing. An organization styles, values, beliefs are a part of Dash. It's a part of organizational structure. It's a part of a code of conduct. It's a part of organizational culture, or none of the above. So it's more or less about the culture of an organization. So it should be organizational culture. An approach to enhance the organization effectiveness using the behavioral science knowledge is known as its organizational development, or it's a change management, both A and B or none of the above. So I think it's behavioral science. So it will be the organizational development. Yes. Similarity between the change management and organizational development. Both change management and organizational development lays emphasis on improvising the performance and efficiency of the organization. Yes, both involve a sequential order of planned actions and a set of processes, correct? Both rely on effective leadership to be implemented successful, and it's all the above. So it's all the above. As a dash, management involves rules, regulation to achieve the set goals. So it's more or less about it's art or a profession or a science or behavioral science. So when we talk about rules, regulation, so it comes into the part of profession. Which characteristics of professionalism does not match with the management? Its establishment of representative professional association, its ethical code of conduct, its existence of body of specialized knowledge and techniques, formalized method of acquiring training and experience. So management से जो relate नहीं करता, that is establishment of representative professional association. Yes. According to Dash, MIS is the system to of people, equipment, procedure, document, communication that collects the, validates the, operates on, transforms, stores, retrieves, and present the data for use of planning, budgeting, and other management processes. So, who has said the statements? It's Swasht, Coleman, Ridley, or Roberts. So, I think it's Swasht. Yep. Dash has given only the four functions of management, namely planning, organization, leading, and controlling. So, who has given this? S.W. Taylor or Newman and Summer, Henry Foyle, and George Kelly? It's Newman and Summer. Yep. According to whom change management is the process, tools, techniques to manage the people side of the change process to achieve the required outcomes and realize the change effectively with an individual change agent in a team and wider system. So it's David P. Picker, Alvin Toffler, John Nesbitt, or it's Stephen P. Robbins. So I think it's A. David Packer. Yep. Dash is the occupation in which one possesses to have acquired specialized knowledge, which is used for instructing, guiding, and achieving others. So it's the profession, science, art, management. So obviously, it's all about the profession. Dash is a collection of facts, objects, symbols, events that has been gathered from different resources. It's information, DSS, MIS और data. See, DSS आपका फाइनल वर्जन होता है, MIS आपका फाइनल वर्जन होता है, इन्फॉर्मेशन आपका डेटा से आता है. तो जो भी आप इन्फॉर्मेशन फर्स्ट लेवल से गैदर कर रहे हैं, दैट वी कॉल इट एज द डेटा. Case taken place at the three places: individual, group, and dash level, organization, global, team, or its domain. So it's very common thing. It will be done at obviously at individual, and after that the team, or you can say group, and finally at the complete organization. In order to understand the concept of MIS, it is necessary to understand the two terms. It's data and information, management and information system, DSS and expert system, management and objectives of organization. So MIS is all about, it's the name is management and information system, so it's MIS. Information that is free, error free, correct, and based on the facts is called as accurate information, timely information, relevant information, or complete information. Right. So all are these are quite similar. Accurate भी हो सकता है, relevant भी हो सकता है. So normally we treat it as the accurate information. MIS stands for its direct management for system, management for support, management information system, management for system, manage info system. So it's management information system. Which are the drawbacks of expert system? Cannot handle the multi-dimensional problems. Lack in self-awareness and self-analyzing tools. Both A and B or neither A and B. So I think it's both A and B. In which of the following phase all the possible solution to problem are identified? Right, it's intelligence phase, design phase, choice phase, और यूजर फेज. सो ऑब्वियसली जब हम डिजाइन करते हैं तो डिजाइन फेज में हम सारे पॉसिबल आउटकम्स को एनालाइज करते हैं. So it's the design phase. As an art, management requires a specific dash, otherwise the performance of the organization would be adversely affected. Its skills and abilities, research and experiment, uh, competence and capability, or none of the above. So we have already seen in assignments as well, the skills and abilities are the part, otherwise it will hamper the overall organization. In the view, administration is different from management. Dash is a high level activity, dash is a lower level activity. So obviously high level और lower level activity अगर हम बात करें so क्या इसमें आएगा? It's administration or management, management or controlling, administration or planning, or none of the above. So obviously high level पे आपका administration रहता है, उससे नीचे लेवल पे आपका हमेशा management रहता है. External stakeholders dash influence the organization indirectly, directly, secondarily, or primarily. So obviously या तो direct होगा या indirect होगा. So normally internal stakeholders आपके directly involved होते हैं, external stakeholders आपके indirectly. Who are the change agents or the promoters in the organization? It's leaders or the clients, both A and B, or the new joiners. So obviously जो main promoters हैं आपकी company के, those are the leaders. The future forecast is drawn based on the dash analysis. Past, present, future और the current. So basically हम जब forecasting करते हैं तो हम लोग historical data पे focus करते हैं, and historical data means it's the past data. What is inevitable in an organization, especially in today's server changing complex business environment? It's the pressure, it's the motivation or change, or it's the managing. Right. So it's all about we know that change is the law of nature, and we need to change at each and every pace. So it's all about change. Which tools are used for prioritizing the ideas provided by the group members during brainstorming? It's policy creation, or electronic brainstorming tools, or it's the stakeholders identification analysis tool, or it's the prioritization tool. So obviously, as the name suggests, it's all about prioritization tools. According to Dash, administration is a thinking process, whereas management is a doing process. Who said this? It's Albon, Unwick, Mary Follett, or it's Olive Sheridan. So I think it's Olive Sheridan. Main characteristics of MIS: it's management oriented, integrated system, common data flow, and all the above. So all these are the features of MIS. So the answer will be all the above. Dash enables the managers to better control over system organization. It's management, MIS, CEO, or DSS. So obviously, MIS forms the main role. The six-box model was developed by American analyst Marvin Weisbord in which year? 1970, 75, 76, or 77? So it's 76. Yeah. The dash is a universal phenomenon and is concerned with all the aspects of the organizational functioning. It's management or administration or directing or organizing. So it's management. An organization structure in which organization is divided into different independent unit is called as it's the functional organization structure, line organization structure, or it's the line and staff organization structure, or it's the uh, divisional organization structure. So here we are dividing it into independent units or the divisions. So we call it as the divisional organization structure. Management is also regarded as a function or process that aims to combine the efforts to pursue certain organization goals, टीम गोल्स, इंडिविजुअल गोल्स और ऑल द अबव. सो ऑब्वियसली जो मेन एम रहता है वो हमेशा आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन गोल्स के लिए रहता है एंड ऑब्वियसली इंडिविजुअल टीम गोल्स ऑल कम इन बिटवीन बट द मेन इज regarded about the organizational goals. Dash is a collection of various mathematical and analytical tools that helps in retrieving the information from the database. It's a hardware or software or network or user interface, so it's straightforward. The software is used, multiple software. Dash an individual that work inside the organization. Are these external stakeholders or internal stakeholders or shareholders or employees? So I think it's internal stakeholders or who work inside the organization is employees. So internal stakeholders because internal stakeholders come include both, right? Dash could be the form of intrinsic and extrinsic that people may associate with their work. It's awards, rewards, appraisals और recognition. So all are relatable. बट अगर हम बात करें रिवॉर्ड्स की तो वो रिवॉर्ड जो होते हैं वो आपके इंटरनल और एक्सट्रिंसिक रहते हैं. तो इट्स रिवॉर्ड्स. In which organizational structure does the unit are directly controlled and coordinated by the top level management of the organization? It's a functional organization structure, line organization structure, line and staff organization structure, or it's a divisional organization structure. So, in case of functional organization structure, this is directly being managed by the top management. Dash is a process of creating and maintaining an environment where individuals work together to achieve the certain goals by using an available resources optimally. It's management, controlling, organizing, or directing. So it's all about management. In what type of leadership it is assumed that there is no perfect style of leadership and effective leadership is subject to the requirement. Is it transactional or transformational, bureaucratic or situational? The last thing is situational. So it's situation and it's situational leadership. Dash involves the rules and regulations for guiding the behavior of the individual. It's a professional association, code of conduct, science training and development. तो जहाँ पे भी हम rules regulation की बात करते हैं, there comes the code of conduct. Dash are the individuals who invest in the business by purchasing the stock to earn the profit of the returns. So it's shareholders, stakeholder, customers, or employees. So obviously it's straightforward the shareholders. What are the type of power identified by the H2Gini? It's coercive power, utilitarian power, normative power, all the above. So I think it's all the above. What involves determining and grouping the activities and resources in an appropriate manner. It's directing, organizing, controlling, or planning. So obviously, it's all about how you are organizing and controlling. So it's appropriate manner. So it's all about the organizational level. It's all about how you organize things. According to the dash, the management is a group activity that intend to achieve the individual goals of the group as well as the organizational goals. So it's the traditional viewpoint, modern viewpoint, 7 M's और 4 P's, right? So obviously traditional में ऐसा था नहीं. जो modern approach है, modern viewpoint है, उसमें individual goals को भी importance दी जाती है. So it's all about the modern viewpoint. Henry Foyle is a dash mining engineer. So he was Henry Foyle is very renowned personality in many subjects and especially in MTP. So just study a little bit about the Henry Foyle, like he was a Roman or Italian or French or Persian. I think it's French. Yeah. And controlling the actual dash is measured against the desired output. In controlling the actual output, obviously it's output, profit, result, or goal. So it's the actual output. Under which structure is the flow from the top to bottom management. It's the functional organization level or structure or the line organization structure, divisional line and staff organization structure or organization structure. So in line there is a from top to bottom management. So it's a line structure. Dash works activity to deal with the social needs and problems. It's a social obligation approach, social responsive approach, or it's social responsible approach, or it's the none of the above. So CSR जो होता है आपका it's more or less about the social responsive approach. An effective organization structure clarifies dash and dash levels of authority and supervisory reporting lines in an organization. So it's rules, regulation, performance strength, roles, responsibilities, strength, and weakness. So it's all about the roles and responsibilities of employees. Dash is an emerging concept that is now adopted by mostly business across the world. It's corporate social resources, corporate social responsibility, corporate corporate society responsibility and care social responsibility. So जैसा हमने 2-3 slides पहले देखा, it's all about CSR and CSR is corporate social responsibility. Dash is a positive orientation of high intensity. It's calculative involvement, moral involvement, alienative involvement, or it's none of the above. So I think it's moral involvement. The centralized structure is found in a dash organization where there's less hierarchy. So less hierarchy, obviously, large scale, small scale, semi scale और mid scale. So जो small scale organizations होते हैं जहाँ पे आपकी hierarchy कम होती है वहाँ पे एक centralized mechanism होता है. So for small scale companies, this structure is preferred. CSR refers to the duties and obligations of the organization intended towards welfare of the society, welfare of the employees, welfare of the government, welfare of the shareholders. So it's more or less about the social responsibility. So it's welfare of the society. Managers or leaders should facilitate dash by working with the employees and helping them to adopt the change easily. So it's help or change or educate or train, right? So it facilitate the change because you need to adopt the change. A system comprises of units and only units, subparts, subunits, unit parts. So it's subunits. The scientific management is also popular by the name of. It's a classical Taylorism or motive study or the time value. So it's another name, or we can call it as the Taylorism. Babbage, again, he was I think he's called as the father of computer. So he was a physician, mathematician, or a chemist or a doctor. So he was a well-renowned mathematician. Dash involves employing an efficient pool of people in the right quantities to achieve their results. So it's directing, staffing, planning, organizing. So it's all about the people, pool of people. So it's all about staffing. In an organization, there are many dash components that decide the effectiveness and of the organization structure. So they are related, correlated, sub or interrelated. So it's all about the interrelated. According to whom planning, controlling, budgeting, and informational knowledge is said help in the organizational goals. It's said by Marvin Wilsford, S.W. Taylor, Harold Coons, or Silent O'Donnell. So I think it's Marvin. Yeah, Marvin Wilsford. Dash involves the dividing the large organization into smaller units as per the specialized function. So it's division or principles. So normally क्या होता है हर organization में अलग-अलग departments होते हैं. So we call it as the departmentation. Dash considered a business as a economic purpose and a social responsibility as an obligation. It's a social obligation, social responsible, or the social responsive approach, or it's the I think it's social, not above. I think it's economic purpose, it's social obligation approach. Yes. According to the dash management is all about managing people tactfully and getting jobs done through the efforts. Traditional viewpoint, modern viewpoint, 7M or 4P. So it's that old approach which was followed, which was the traditional one. Dash guides the subordinates on how to achieve the organizational objective. It's all about planning, directing, organizing, or controlling. So, objectives के लिए how you direct the subordinate is it's guiding. So it's directing. So it should be directing. Yes. So these are the set of questions which are important, or you can say these are the sample one, right? Definitely, these are just for reference. Maybe you can just go through it, and if you think and if you face any issue or anything we want to discuss regarding the assignments or exam, just feel free to drop me a mail or just ping me at ngasc.nb@gmail.com. And if you like this video, do like and subscribe and stay connected for more videos. Thank you so much.